Hey guys, how's it going out there? How you guys doing? Welcome to our first ever live stream. We really don't have much to talk about except the fact that, as you guys can see, we're stuck indoors in quarantine, just like you guys. And we decided to do a live stream and just hang out with you guys for a little bit and see what's up. We basically, I know every time I say basically now, she makes fun of me for that because I say basically a lot in my videos. So, every time I hear basically now, I always think of myself. But yeah, we just decided to do a live stream. We actually recorded a video yesterday, and that video is gonna be uploaded to this channel soon in a few days. I'm not quite sure, but definitely, yeah, we're doing this here because I wanted to answer like a bunch of questions. I know that I know a lot of you guys out there have a lot of questions that you might have about the current situation out here in Mexico, and yeah, I've been trying to make videos by riding around and talking to you guys about what's going on out here and the situation out here. But the reality is that it's basically we're all under quarantine, the same as you guys. Some places in Mexico, so Mexico, just like the United States, has a bunch of states. We are in the state of the Yucatan. We're in the capital of the Yucatan, which is Mérida, Mexico. And yeah, basically here they have imposed a lot more measures than they have in other parts of Mexico and other states. So here on the Yucatan, it's basically almost complete shutdown and complete lockdown in comparison to other places. When it comes to like other states, there's other YouTubers that are in other states, and the lockdown isn't as fierce and as strong. In fact, there's a lot of people in other states that have the beach, and just like the whole Florida issue with the U.S., there's a lot of people that have just not heeded the warning and gone straight to the beach and done all that stuff. So please, what we really want to do with today's show, again, we're just doing this for fun. We're just hanging out with you guys. We really didn't plan anything out. We don't have like a bunch of questions we're going to answer. We don't have anything like that. In fact, we're going to ask you guys out there in the audience, because I can see there's a few of you guys out there. So we're going to ask you guys to ask us some questions for us to answer, so we can have some sort of dialogue. And basically, you can ask us about anything. I think she wanted to talk about 5G and no, but anyways, we can get into that. We usually leave that on the other channel. We're trying to keep this channel YouTube clean, keep it travel content, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, shout out to Lodak out there, and shout out to everyone else out there that's watching. Welcome hanging out with us. So yeah, we're upstairs right now. We're in the bedroom. We got the AC going right above the computer because it's 105 degrees out there. All right, it was so hot. We were gonna do this outside in the backyard, by the tree, but oh no, how hot is it?
Es mucho calor. Mucho calor. ¿Cuánto? 41 grados?
Yeah, 41. So it's 41 degrees, 41 grados. That's for all of us, for those out here that use the other temperature system, it's 41 degrees, or for the other one, it's what's it, Fahrenheit? I think, yeah, Fahrenheit. Okay, Celsius is 41, and Fahrenheit it's 105. So, we got some people in the chat.
Hey.
All right. Hey, how's it going? Cool Tunes Made Easy says it's too hot for him. Too hot to handle out here. So yeah, it's 100. It's actually too hot for us too. All right. So don't get it wrong. If we were at the beach, if we were allowed to, have some sort of liquid refreshment, outside, we would be outside. We would be at the beach right now. Definitely be at the beach. In fact, most Mexicans would be at the beach right now, right? Because of because of vacation, Easter Sunday, that whole situation. So right now, everyone's on lockdown. No one is going to church out here. Everyone's too scared to go to church. The beaches are closed. The cenotes are closed. Pretty much all kinds of recreational stuff is closed. And people are just celebrating Easter Sunday within their homes, in a small family gathering type thing, not really going out, right? I don't think. La gente no está saliendo, ¿verdad?
No, para nada.
Yeah, so no one's really even gathering typical. Remember, out here is a lot of Roman Catholic, a lot of Catholic religion, and Easter and this whole week is very, very important to the Catholic religion. And so, the people out here are still heeding caution, and they're not going out. They're not really celebrating it, like they normally do, which kind of sucks, but. Right? I mean, what are we going to do?
Están transmitiendo las misas por televisión.
Right, and so out here, what they're doing is that they are also broadcasting Mass through TV. So, I mean, you already know, if you guys are religious out there, the Pope, does this thing, and the Pope is, has his, like, Mass, and has his, whatchamacallit, but then also, I think locals, ¿verdad? Local, están haciéndolo también, and also, like, in the local sense, just like in the U.S. and other places, the local, congregations are, doing a Sunday Mass and, in a sense, Easter. So, ¿verdad?
Sí, porque supuestamente es la resurrección de Cristo. No se relaciona con el conejo de Pascua, sino más bien con la crucifixión de Cristo, la resurrección.
Right, okay. So, as she was saying, it's like, they base it. By the way, we're all like, whatever, on fucking lazy mode. She doesn't even want to speak English. She's not even going to try. She's on lazy mode. She's like, no, you be translator today. But anyways, basically out here, they celebrate.
Ya llevas 4.
Oh, she's counting them, right? So I got 4. 4 basically is 5. Is that 5? Okay. So out here they celebrate. They celebrate more of the Christian religion. The whole Christian idea of what day? What was it supposed to be today? Easter, Pascua, or what? Passover, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm a heathen. Don't listen to me, all right? Rock on, mother. Beep. All right. Anyway, so shout out to Pedro. Hey, what's up, Pedro? KM Life en Puerto Morelos. Es 33. Están 33 en Puerto Morelos.
Ay, eso no es nada.
KM, you speak Spanish or no? Jasmine from Bronx, New York. Welcome to everyone out there. KM Live, Cool Tunes, Breezy in Canada. Who else we got? It seems like I cut a buzz. Oh, I'm always catching a buzz, bro. You already know what's up, man. Look, man, every day is a Sunday out here, and now more than ever. And so today's a double Sunday. I mean, come on. And it's like a zillion degrees outside. I mean, we go out and get sun and all that good stuff. You got to get that vitamin D. You got to fight the disease. You got to fight that 5G or whatever's going on out there, whatever it is. But regardless, you got to get those vitamins whichever way you can get them. So for us, we get vitamin D going outside. Then we get our vitamin C when we go to the little store and get our limes for the tacos. And zinc. Yeah, we get zinc from some supplements I got at the store. Well, I take zinc. She's not taking zinc. Oh, yeah, we got zinc. We got zinc here. We're good to go. And I hope you guys are also doing your taking your preventative measures, like staying away from 5G. That's going to be the theme. We're having fun with that one. But anyways, we have no opinion either for or against it. I have an opinion on the other channel. If you want to do that, go check it out over there. I should make a video on 5G. What do you guys think, huh? Yeah? The pros and cons of the con.
Ya tiraste la bomba.
That's right. It's already too late, huh? I already said that word one too many times. It already got picked up in the algorithm. It's too late. Fucked up the channel. Oh, well. But anyways, shout out to everybody out there. Welcome from Jacksonville. Welcome from everywhere. So yeah, I mean, guys, basically, 6. We're here. We're just here hanging out. We ain't got much to do. I wanted to go to Walmart and pick some stuff up, but I was informed by some other friends, some local friends, that out here at the Walmart, at the local stores and places like that, they're making people stand in line outside. They're only allowing a certain amount of people to go inside the store. They're making you step on some sort of disinfectant liquid or whatever. They're making you sanitize your hands, sanitize the cart. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle. All right. So it's like, you know what? It's not. I stocked up. I'm pretty good. I don't really need to, go out there. I know that the local markets some of the local organic farmers markets are still open. So we're just gonna go there. I'm gonna go there and pick up some onions, pick up a few things. We got also a few local markets that don't follow that protocol. And then worst case scenario, we have OXXO, which is kind of like the 7-Eleven, and we can also get some provisions there to survive. Survive the extended period here that we're in quarantine, because originally the quarantine was supposed to end on the 20th. They extended it to the 30th, and so yeah, we have 20 more days. How many more days today? No, we got 18 more days. Well, today doesn't count. Today is almost over, so 17 more days. All right, so we're almost out of it. That's it, and I don't think it's gonna last much longer. We don't know. Hey, knock on wood, right? But basically 7. I don't know, is it? I don't know. But yeah, like out here, honestly, I think that I don't think it's gonna last too much longer, because we're already seeing the effects of a bunch of people, you know what I mean, in the poor parts of town, and even in the rich parts of town. A lot of people are very unhappy, and a lot of people are starting to realize, that, again, a lot of the things that they're doing out here locally, they're not really working. We're kind of over it. A lot of the people were, they had a locally imposed voluntary quarantine that goes back from late February. So in a sense, we've been in a sense of quarantine. We've been in a sense of semi-lockdown since late February, and then late into March, it got more of a serious, quarantine. It was still voluntary, but now it was more government asking, and then yeah, as you guys have seen in the previous videos that I put on the channel, you guys have seen that the lockdown has already come kind of full circle, like in most places, and there's only a few places that are open, like a few markets and just a few stores and a few basic places, but out here they're closing parks and they're closing a lot of things, and they're again, taking it to the extreme in this state in comparison to other states where they're not, being as strict. We also had a liquor, where is it? A liquor.
Ley seca.
A dry. They just passed a dry law, a couple days ago, and so basically a few days before the law passed, the dry period passed, for alcohol. People were making huge lines in order to get whatever alcohol they could get, and now they are going after. I mean, again, the absurdity of all this. Again, it's coming full circle. People here rise up a little faster, more, people here are a little bit more awake than in other places, but yeah, here they're already like stopping people that are selling alcohol or are caught, with alcohol outside, like in the sale type scenario, and they're, doing just like they do with other drugs, like we saw in the videos that they were like opening up the bottles and opening up the beer and just throwing it out, in the parks as an example, don't be selling alcohol and all that good stuff, but
incluso clausuran supermercados si los sorprenden o alguien reporta que están vendiendo alcohol. Mandan a cerrar todo el supermercado.
Yeah, so what she was saying is that, again, even if there's a supermarket or a store or any kind of entity out there selling alcohol, they close the whole place down, and they're in big trouble with the government. But yeah, so out here in the Yucatan, like a few other states out there, they passed a dry law, and so if you got alcohol, you're good. It's not illegal to possess. It's just illegal to sell until further notice. And so, that on top of like in other poorer neighborhoods outside of Merida, but within the kind of like city limits, but outside, not in the city limits, but outside of city limits, like the place of like Canacin and other places like that, there's been a bunch of pushback already, because the locals within that community are like saying, okay, we're not going to go out to Merida, we're not going to go out to other places, but within our community, we still need to move around, we still need to get food, we still need to do whatever, and the police are going out there in force and cracking down on those poor individuals out there. Again, you already know how government works. They always go down and crack down on the poorest individuals and all that, so there's no different out here. And so out there, they're going out there, and I mean, again, I don't want to be reporting these things, but this is the reality of what's going on. And so, they're going out to certain neighborhoods and certain areas, and they're, confiscating the little bike taxis, and they're going after the poor people, making sure that they stay indoors. Like, again, I can walk out here, plenty of people, we can all walk out and do and conduct business locally out here without any pushback. But in the poorer neighborhoods, You know what I mean? Like they're really being forced, to be in quarantine. When again, the more poor you are, again, I'm poor, but in a sense, I got a few bucks in order to have been able to buy supplies to be in quarantine. But if you're a day-to-day, laborer,
la mayoría de la población.
Yeah, which is the majority of the population, especially in Canacine and other poor areas. You're living paycheck to paycheck, not even paycheck to paycheck. You're living day to day, on what you make on a day-to-day basis.
Solo para comer y alimentar a tus hijos.
Exactly. You're only making enough, and déjate un poquito para acá para que no, porque la señal de aquí. But anyways, sorry, I was explaining something about the. But anyways, yeah, sorry. So like I was saying, so people, a lot of people out here, they're on a day, they make money day to day, and that money that they make on a daily basis is just enough to feed themselves, save a couple bucks for rent, feed their children, and so on and so forth. And so now, there's local memes going on around Facebook and others, where you see it's like a mother with a bunch of crying children all saying, "Oh, we're hungry," and she's just standing at her door, and the police or other individuals are saying, "Stay indoors. You got to stay indoors. You can't be outside because of quarantine." And she's just, trying to get food for her children. Which again, we're already seeing some of that in the U.S. and in a lot of places like that. So it's no different out here. We're just seeing a lot of different scenarios that are happening out here. But basically, again,
Ocho.
Okay.
Basically.
8 basicallys, 9, 10. How many? We got more viewers than basicallys or what? All right. Shout out to all 13 of you guys out there hanging out with us today. But I'm gonna look at the comments now. ¿Están diciendo algo o no?
Sí, dice.
All right, let's see what the comments say.
Black market for alcohol must be huge in Mexico.
Well, no, yes and no, because I'm out here. We got the Facebook police and shit like that. So, yeah, there are black markets, but the police are cracking down on that, which makes you again question what's important here. You feel me? Like saving the population from the disease, or imposing these authoritarian, laws and scenarios upon the people. And again, the people here are already starting to push back, because even the people in the north that have money, they're like, they want to go to the park, they want to live their fancy life, they want to go to the beach, and they're going to the beach, and now they're fighting with the cops. Like, why can't I be at the park? I got the social distancing thing. Why can't I do this? Why can't I do that? And so pretty much every income level now is also pushing back, and out here in Mexico, the people are what dictate what's going on. So a lot of the quarantine in Mexico has been self-imposed. So even though the government is cracking down, the people ask for this. But just as quickly as the people ask for it, the people are also saying, "Hey, enough." And so when the people say enough, which again will be close to like the April 30th date, we'll really know then. But people are already saying enough, and I think that by the time we get to the 30th, I think that people will win out, and I think that things will go back to normal in a sense, at least out here. I don't know about the rest of the country. The rest of the world, but at least I think in Mexico, we're going to be pushing in that direction, that people are gonna, the government is gonna open up, because the people are gonna want to. The thing to open up, because again, I think a lot of the closures, right? I think a lot of the closures is because of the propaganda. A lot of the reason that people are quarantining and doing a lot of this stuff is because of propaganda, right?
Sí, por el miedo. Tienen miedo de contagiarse.
Right. A lot of people are just, again, the propaganda is what's dictating behavior out here more than anything else, not the government per se. So,
va a ser un problema cuando ya se vea más forzado todo, porque ahorita por el momento es voluntario y la gente tiene en su pensamiento que todavía tienen el control de quedarse en su casa, pero cuando ya sea más impuesto cada día es cuando va a haber problemas.
Right. And so, like what she was saying is that, right now, everything's going to be fine, because everything is still voluntary and nothing is imposed, and no one's really, again, it's very rare to see the police be imposing any kind of anything on anyone. That's why what we're seeing in some of the poorer neighborhoods is a little bit worrying, but at least the people are pushing back in a sense and taking back their municipality, their city, their area, which can't be said necessarily for other places out there. And I know, look, I got friends all over the U.S. and all over, Canada and Europe, and there's a lot of places where everything is fine. Everything is totally fine. But I have a lot of friends out there also in other parts, of the U.S., Canada, and so on, which is totally different. Like I got friends in Toronto, I got friends in major cities in the U.S., and things are not. You know what I mean? You know what they're like. You guys watch TV, all right, or watch the media. You guys are know what's going on. So out here, I think that the only worry that the typical Mexican has, that I have, that everyone has, is just the fact that are the police gonna force, or is the government gonna really force anything, and if so, what's going to happen? But no government entity has forced anything. That's the thing about Mexico. Despite what you might hear in the media, again, everyone has self-quarantined themselves, and then in other states, there's plenty of states out there where they haven't quarantined themselves, where everything is like everyone's at the beach, everyone's doing all this kind of stuff, and everyone is okay. There's not really any explosions in cases or anything like that. So I don't know, maybe it's a stronger immune system. Who knows what's going on? But Mexico seems to be faring really well so far, despite what you might hear. Yeah. So what else? Let's see. Any questions out there, guys? Please. I'm just speaking off the cuff. Just what's on my mind. You guys know how I do these things. But I just wanted to do today's video just because I know you guys would be very, very interested in knowing a little bit more of what's going on out here. And yeah, we're just here chatting it up. We're bored, not really bored, but again, we just want to, hang out with you guys a little bit. We're in the AC, as you guys can see. We're upstairs in the upstairs bedroom, and again, it's 105 degrees outside. It's probably a little cooler. It's 5:30 p.m. out here, 5:23 at the moment, and yeah, I know it's snowing in some places out there. So let me see. Let's see what you guys have to say. But yeah, again, you guys already seen what's going on in the U.S., where like people are getting dragged off of buses, people are getting arrested at parks, and so on and so forth. Nothing like that has really happened here yet, except what happened, over there in...
pero cuéntales de... Bueno, no en Mérida, pero algunos estados de la República, no estoy segura cuáles, están agrediendo al personal de la salud. Enfermeras que viajan en transporte público, les tiran cloro o no los dejan regresar a sus casas, dicen que se queden en el hospital, y o sea, la misma gente está agrediendo a las enfermeras y enfermeros, no tanto doctores porque ellos tienen auto, pero las enfermeras sí están siendo agredidas.
So what she's saying is that, and this is happening in India too. Esto estaba pasando en India. I was watching it too. So this is happening here in some of the more poorer communities and some of the more less, the lesser educated communities. I'm out here in Mexico. Same thing is in India and other places. But what we're seeing is that a lot of the nurses and not doctors, but people that are nurses and work as health staff in hospitals, as they're making their ways back home from the hospital from work, they're getting attacked, and getting thrown. People are getting bleach thrown at them, acid thrown at them. They're getting attacked. And again, this is not like the normal, but it is happening in some parts of Mexico and in some parts of India and other parts of the world, in which, the propaganda, again, it's all about that propaganda. The propaganda is so strong that that's how scared they are of catching this disease, that they think that they're going to die on contact, or they're going to die just because of, again, you hear all those things. And so now, you're seeing some of that. And also, you're seeing a lot of hospitals out here that are not closing down per se, but they're at minimum staff, because just like everything else, everyone is self-quarantining themselves, so there's no business. When you're seeing a lot of businesses closing out here, it's because of that. It's because of the fact that there's no foot traffic. There's nobody going to these places anymore, and so even the same goes for hospitals. You're not getting injured or you're not getting as sick, or none of these things are happening if you're just indoors watching Netflix all day. And I mean, that's just the reality of it. And so that's what's happening too. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of weird, situations out here, just like everywhere else. See, look, in Toronto, está a 12 grados. Yeah. So out here, it's 41. It's probably a little lower. It's probably like 38 degrees now. Not 12. Definitely not 12. Is she still working? No, she's not working. And she's also going to school. We're doing this stuff for school. And yeah, she hasn't gone to school or gone to work for a long time now, right? Yeah, long time. So let me see. It's like Opie dice, si estamos cuarentena, a baby va a venir.
No.
Not yet.
No es un buen momento económicamente ni ecológicamente.
So she says, no. No, I'm not in a hurry either, guys. We're not in a hurry. We got a lot of adventures. We got a lot of things to do. Again, one of our plans is to travel. We want to travel the world. We want to travel Mexico. We want to do a lot of traveling. So we're going to be doing that hopefully as soon as a lot of this mess is taken care of and we can do travel. We want to do that. We want to show.
Hacemos un reporte de lo después de la pandemia.
Yeah.
Tour.
Yeah, we can do after the pandemia world tour. We can go around we can go and show you guys, what's going on in the rest of the world and what's going on for travelers as I guess. But yeah, that's something we want to do down the road in the future. Obviously, we're still going to be here for a little bit, but in the time that we're here, we want to do a lot of that. And yeah, I'm working on my immigration stuff. As you guys already know, it's all put on hold as well. Nothing I can really do there, just waiting until they open up again. But once I get my ID, I'll be able to travel freely, no problem. And we'll be able to go to many parts of Mexico, very distant parts of Mexico, on a bus, for extremely cheap, and just go out there and explore and show you guys and do a lot of that. So we want to do that. Also, we're going to be trying to do all kinds of videos for this channel. We did a really cool video the other day, actually yesterday, where we were drawing each other. And I made a whole fun, cool little video there. So stay tuned for that. There's a video of us drawing each other. She's the artist, I'm not. And so we're just, we had some fun with that. We're going to see what other kind of videos we do. I want to do more cooking videos, but I don't think you guys like those cooking videos that much. And there's a lot of competition when it comes to that. So I was like, I don't know, whatever. Those are hard to make. They're fun, but they're hard. That's what she said. Anyways, so yeah, we're just hanging out here. So what are you guys doing for Easter Sunday? You guys already know what we're doing. We're just hanging out here in quarantine. Everyone in the family is in quarantine, so we can't really get together for any kind of Easter festivities. She's hanging out with her family right now. She's talking to somebody. Giving it's okay. She was talking to the Easter bunny. She's like letting him know to leave the eggs at the door. Right?
No eggs.
No eggs. But the Easter bunny was like, they're gonna melt in the heat.
Ni modo. Deben estar en cuarentena.
Yeah, the Easter bunny should be in quarantine. So what are we gonna do here? So where are you guys at? So what? Any questions? Anything you guys wanted us to talk about? Please. We're just hanging out here. We ain't got much to do. We just decided to hang out with you guys. In fact, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna play a little video. I'm gonna play a little video here, and then we're just gonna my last video. I'm gonna do that, and then we're just we'll show you around the neighborhood. I think you guys can see. Is it coming out good? It's too choppy.
No.
Is it too choppy?
It's choppy.
Choppy es que está todo así, todo despacio y todo. What's going on? See, it's too much on the computer hardwares here. Oh, thank you so much, Opie. Opie mandó $25, 500 pesos. Sí, gracias.
Para la cuna del bebé.
Oh, Opie, she goes, look, that's for the crib. That's for the baby's crib. ¿Qué fue que dijo del bebé?
Ah, mira, no sabía.
So yeah. That's for the baby's crib. But so I'm just gonna see if I can pull a little video. So yeah, we're just going around the neighborhood here, but as you guys can see, it's extremely dead. Is it coming out good there? Is it? It seems like it's coming out really choppy, huh?
Sí.
Let me see.
¿Por qué no le bajas la calidad del video?
No sé cómo hacerlo. I don't know how to reduce the quality of the video here. don't think I can. Let me see. Does it look better that way?
No.
But anyways, but seriously, guys, ask any questions. I already said my little spiel. I already said a lot of stuff. But yeah, again, see, look, this is right before the quarantine. Yeah, I think it's too choppy to show. Oh well. Oh well. Let me see. Oh, Dale Smith. Oh, hey, how's it going, Dale? Welcome. So Dale Smith is asking any idea when the border's going to open. Well, as far as I know, the Mexican border's open, right?
No.
No? When's it closed? I thought it was open.
No.
The fuck do I know?
Yo creo que está cerrada.
I mean, I heard it was closed, and that's what I reported. I reported that the Mexican border was closed, but I heard also later on that the Mexican border was still open, and that, in a sense, the Mexican people were not allowing, and I'm talking about the U.S.-Mexico border. The Mexican people themselves were not allowing traffic to come in here. But I don't know. And I also heard that American, the U.S. has stopped traffic. But I think everyone stopped traffic, right? So the quarantine, right? So everything is stopped until the 30th. Todo está parado hasta el 30. All right. So I guess I think the border's closed until April 30th.
Creo que solo algunos aeropuertos están abiertos. El de Cancún está cerrado.
Okay.
El de Veracruz también creo que está cerrado.
Okay,
hay aeropuertos específicos que están cerrados en la República, pero no todos.
Okay, so some airports in some states are open to air traffic, and there is still flights coming in and all that stuff. So I guess basically, I guess it's up to you and your airlines. You have to make the call. You have to call your airlines. You got to find out if, any airlines. You got to call your airport. Various airports, and you got to figure out first of all if you can even leave your house. If they allow you to go to the airport, and then once you get to the airport, if there's any flights that are most likely going to have to be connecting until eventually that one of them gets to Mexico and then to your location out here. So I really can't answer that. You know what I mean? And then the border closures, I think a lot of that is coming from the U.S. But I really don't know. I think a lot of that is changing constantly, and yeah. But I think
incluso vuelos internos, por ejemplo, de Mérida a Oaxaca. Si yo tengo un vuelo programado, tengo que reprogramar. La aerolínea me da la opción de reprogramar mi vuelo, pero automáticamente ya. Los vuelos internos también están cancelados.
Okay, so yeah, like a lot of flights are kind of like, a lot of international flights. I mean, a lot of internal domestic flights are kind of like, either postponed or also very, or canceled until further notice and all that good stuff. So, that's happening as well. Here, I think, let me show you to the farmer's market. So this farmer's market is still open. By the way, this slow foods market is still open. And let's see if you guys can check it out there. Okay, and Jasmine is asking, by the way, any question, anything you guys want us to talk about, we're going to be here as long as we got stuff to talk about. So please, ask away. All right, so Jasmine is saying, off topic, but I'm here thinking in the far future, once this is over, would you buy property in Mexico? And if so, where? What's your thought on real estate there? Yeah, we want to buy property out here, and that's a conversation that we're actually having. Believe it or not, we're actually having that right now because we do want to buy property out here, and we're trying to figure out where and when the right time is, and so we right now are in the process of that, and we're going to be filming and talking about that as well. But again, it depends on what you're into. If you want to be in the city, if you want to be out by the beach, if you want to be in the more secluded, off the grid situation, if you want to be in a pueblo, out here you have many more options than you do in the U.S. In the U.S., it's a lot harder to be off the grid. It's illegal in many cases to be off the grid, to have your own water and solar panels and have all that stuff. So that is something that unfortunately is a reality in the U.S. and out here it's not. So it just depends on what you're into and what you want to do. But I would recommend it. Of course, I would recommend it. I invest heavily out here. I live out here. Even though I go to the U.S., I this is my home. You know what I mean? Right now, for the time being. Doesn't mean I'm not an American. I'm not an international traveler. As an American, a lot of us are world citizens. There's plenty of us that live all over the world. So at this moment in time, I'm choosing to be out here because for me, in my particular case, I feel that it offers me more of what I want, more of the things that I desire. And for the weather, someone out there saying that he's from Houston and he says that the weather is worse out here. But actually, I think the weather is worse in Houston. I've been in Houston. I'm originally from Miami. It's worse in Miami. And I think it's basically the reason that it's worse in Miami and in Houston is because these places are humongous cities. These things are concrete jungles built on top of a swamp. Okay, and humidity, and it's just crazy heat. We're out here, there's no swamp. All right, there's humidity, but right, the humidity is it comes more from just the natural weather patterns, and there's a lot of rock. Like I don't know if it's limestone or some sort of like.
No solo es piedra, sino que es una piedra húmeda. Entonces estamos así como bajo piedras así.
We're like under some sort of rock situation out here that it's very it retains a lot of moisture and heat. So I don't know if it's coral or limestone or whatever it is, but
piedra caliza.
Yeah, it's cal, I think. Cal, whatever. Anyway, that's what the rock is.
Es una de las piedras más duras que existe en el mundo.
One of the hardest rocks on the planet Earth. So that's like the rock that surrounds this area, and some say that it came from outer space, right? From the asteroid, right?
Sí.
Because again, if you
así se originaron los cenotes.
Right, that's how a lot of the cenotes, which is those underground watering holes that I've shown you guys before. Again, you guys can Google real quick cenote, so you can see what that is. What was I going to say about the cenotes? Oh yeah, but yeah, those cenotes were naturally created when the meteor hit. That destroyed, they killed off the dinosaurs and all that. And so, if you know anything about the Yucatan Peninsula, and it's in the Gulf of Mexico, and that Gulf of Mexico was in a sense, and the crater that created the Yucatan Peninsula and created, again, where we are right now, was all created from this meteor that crash landed, God knows when, and killed off the dinosaurs and all that stuff. And in fact, some people think that that's why they're telling us to stay indoors. There might be a meteor coming, right? Ese que yo dije que por eso que están diciendo mucha gente que los queden adentro porque piensa que va a venir otro asteroide.
Tal vez.
But yeah, I do recommend. I think that for each individual out there, you guys just need to find out what is the best place, because look, that's one of the discussions that we have. She would prefer to have property or land out here in the Yucatan for obvious reasons, the family ties and all this other stuff. She has benefits, and senses like that. But at the same time, it's like we're not opposed, and we've talked about going to Oaxaca or going to like whatever, just other parts of Mexico. Oaxaca is a place that has like a really awesome culture. It's up in the mountains, right? It's a colder climate. Like the food culture out there is outstanding. Within Mexico, they consider Oaxaca one of the best, if not the best, food culture of all. You know what I mean? Of all of Mexico. So there's a lot of art, a lot of stuff. There's a lot of reason why we would, want to go to Oaxaca. And for me, because I like to travel, I like to live in places, not just travel, but live in these places. So to me, it's like, yeah, let's go to Oaxaca and live out there for a little bit and all that stuff. So, and about the property buying, to me, it's more of, and same for her, it's property buying is not just a place to live, but more like an investment as well. Something that I talk about on the other channel when I talk about gold and silver and property and all these other things. So again, property is that, because no matter what, you got a home. You got a place to live. You got a place that you can do so many things with, not just live in. So yeah, so to us, buying property is something that's on our mind, on our radar. But we are in the same boat like a lot of you guys out there, that we're just we're trying to figure out when, where, and all that good stuff. And again, there's a lot of cheap property to be had, especially the more off the grid you go. Off the grid quiere decir mientras más pa monte te vas solo. Like the more off the grid and the more, like all that stuff you go. Like for example, she as a Mexican, has right to land, right? Tú tienes derecho a tierra. Sí. So you, in a sense, now me, and because since we're married, but only through her, not me personally, because I am not anywhere close to being a citizen yet. But her, because she is a natural born citizen of Mexico, she has the right to go off in the middle of nowhere and like plant her Christian kook flag, clunk in the middle of nowhere and say, this is my land. And Mexico gives her that land. And all she has to do is maintain that land. Just make sure that land is, you do something with the land, whatever, What are you going to do? Live on the land? Great. That's doing something with the land. You get what I'm saying? You're going to put a business, you're going to put a farm, you're going to do whatever you're going to do. It don't matter. And again, now if you're going to go out there and try to claim a piece of land, let's say in a small community or a small town or a small area, then you got to pay. You got to most likely pay for that land in the small village, town, municipality, what have you. But again, there's benefits to being in a small community area, whatever. But if you can find the way to get land 50 miles into, so for example, as a foreigner, you can buy property out here, but it has to be 50 miles inland, because anything that is 50 miles from, or not 50 miles, sorry, 50 kilometers, any foreigner cannot buy land 50 kilometers inward from the from the beach, from the coastline. So basically, hey, let us know if we're still coming through. Oh, I think we got disconnected. No, que se desconectó.
¿Por qué?
El internet. Oh, ya, saque el teléfono para allá. O quítale el Wi-Fi. O ponlo para, porque eso. Are we back? Are we still there? Let us know. Let us know. No, Are we coming through? Please, so we can continue with the. We want to make sure that we're coming through correctly, so that way we can continue the broadcast. Yeah, I know. My internet bill. I didn't pay my internet. No, but it's actually we have like a lot of devices going on at the same time. Okay, you guys, we're still coming in great. Yeah, no, because we're also upstairs and I'm far away from the Wi-Fi, so that's why. Okay, I think we're coming in. Okay, we're good. So, what was I saying? Okay, so if you are on a temporary residency or a permanent residency, so if you are on temporary residency or permanent residency, all right, hold on. I think what needs to happen. Hold on, espérate un momento. I think what we need to do. Voy a ponerlo el aire acondicionado, right? Puedes ver ahí. All right. Hey, I'm gonna put this up to the AC a little bit. I think we just need to cool off the computer. Hold on one second, guys. I apologize. Here, I'll show you guys. Look, here. Desconecta. So look, this is the AC. You see? It was gonna cool off the computer for a minute. Sorry, I think that's what it is. I think they might be causing. But what was I saying? So yeah, like I was saying about the buying the property. So you can buy property out here. It's not really a thing, you know what I mean? But I think once you go 50 kilometers inland, then you can buy the property outright, and that property would, in a sense, belong to you. But if you're buying it through a trust, then it doesn't belong to you. It will belong to the Mexican government. They own it per se through the trust. Okay? Sorry about the little technical difficulties there. Hope everything is coming in loud and clear. So, ¿todo bien? Hey, shout out to everybody out there watching. Shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on Easter Sunday in quarantine. Let me see there. Okay, so yeah, so what was I saying? So when it comes to the prices, when it comes to not the prices, the prices differ. So we can get plots of land out here for a few grand, like $2,000-3,000. You get some land. But again, you can buy property here in Merida for like around 10 to 15 grand, I think, right? What was that? No, 50 grand. Sorry. 50 grand for like around $50,000, give or take. You can buy a house or property out here, but it's still within that 50 kilometer zone. So in a sense, even though you own the property, it's through a trust, and that trust belongs, to the Mexican government. So the Mexican government owns that property. Now, if you go beyond the 50 kilometers inland, then you can buy property as a foreigner and it does belong to you. Now, once you become a citizen, a Mexican citizen, then it's all good. You can buy property and everything just like any citizen, no problem. But up until you are a citizen, you have some sort of restrictions when it comes to like the property buying of ownership, okay? So I hope that answered it. And again, the property taxes out here are extremely dirt cheap. So, and shout out to everybody out there. Happy Easter. Let me see. Oh, Cool Tunes Made Easy dice que tú tienes que hacer guacamole. Tienes que enseñarle la receta de guacamole.
Claro que sí.
Yeah?
Sí.
Okay, so she's all right. We're gonna do that. Okay, assuming we can go to the store. I think we can go to the market, ¿verdad? Y hacer guacamole, comprar. All right, so we're gonna see if we can go to the market and get some avocados and make guacamole, and maybe we'll make that in a very soon, right? Upcoming video. All right.
Gracias.
All right. So yeah, see, look, yeah, there you go. See, okay, awesome. Thank you. Thanks. So we'll make some. Who to trust to buy a home, from realtor or individual? It depends, man. You know what I mean? Like, let me see. I'm just reading some comments here. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of like just too many comments. All right, all the comments are coming. All right, so we're gonna make guacamole. Welcome to everybody in here. Welcome to all of you guys hanging out with us. Who do you trust to buy a home, from a realtor or individual? Well, again, it all depends. It's just the same as in wherever you live. Who would you trust where you live? You know what I mean? A realtor or an individual homeowner. It depends on many things. One of the services I provide out here, shout out, shameless plug to me. One of the things I do out here is I help individuals with that. I help individuals bridge that gap. Not just as translator, but helping with the negotiation, helping with a lot of things. So, and again, we also have a local here that, again, worst case scenario, we also can tap into that. But yeah, because you really don't know, you know what I mean? If you come out here as a foreigner and you barely speak the language and all these things, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to get the local price and the local deal. Right. Out here in Merida, this is already a buyer's market. People want to come out here, and plenty of people, they're already looking into buying property out here or investing or just moving out here, renting, and the prices are astronomical until I show them or I guide them. And I've already made videos about it, but again, I also, I'm for hire, as to where I can show you guys and we can go through the whole process, and I, make the phone calls, make the appointments, go check out the places, and so on and so forth. I had some videos that I was editing and creating for the channel, talking about the real estate situation out here. Again, showing you examples of, some things that I've done with some clients, some homes, some prices, but I kind of put that on hold for a minute until, the whole quarantine situation comes back, because I don't want to put it out now because it's kind of like a little irrelevant. It's going to get lost in the shuffle. But, back to when we're running back to normal, I'm going to be talking more about the real estate situation out here, because it's a hot topic. It's what you guys want to talk about for many reasons. Some people want a summer home. Some people want to invest. Some people want to live out here. There's many, many reasons as to why you guys want to come out here, and same as me, for me, I talk about it all the time. We're Merida, but all of Mexico, but especially Merida is a big hotbed for investment, big hotbed for so many things. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be one of the places that, again, I talk about this more on my other channel, but I talk about it here too, where I think Mexico is going to be one of the places that's really going to benefit after this whole thing is over. What's going on with the economy, with the virus, what's going on with everything. Again, more reference thought. You go to my other channels, you can really see what's going on with what I really, what's all that it's all about. But basically, what's all that, does, it's full circle turnaround. Mexico, just like a lot of other countries out there, are going to be major players all of a sudden. I think Mexico, is going to see a major upsurge. And again, right now, OPEC and oil countries and all of these other things, not to derail this conversation, but right now all these oil producing countries of Russia, Saudi Arabia, the United States, and so on and so forth, were being held hostage by Mexico. All right, just so you guys can get an idea of how the tables are turning and the power that Mexico actually has. And when you hear a lot of the negative news and negative propaganda on Mexico, it's because they want to keep you out of here. They, in a sense, they. But if you look at Forbes, if you look at Bloomberg News, if you look at anything like that, hey man, they definitely have a very promising and optimistic view of Mexico. All right, when it comes to that. So the people that know money, the people that know what's going on, again, you're not seeing. Again, you're the upper 1% or the people that have a certain financial situation, they get fed different kind of information, and said the information they get fed is that Mexico is a great place to come invest. And again, Forbes magazine has named Mérida as one of the main places, to be. It's in their top 5 cities. I think it's like number 2 or number 3. Forbes magazine, all right, and I'm just talking about like for quality of life, for living, for investment, for all of the things that anyone that is a Forbes reader would be interested in. So that goes to show you, all right, what they think about a city like Mérida in this area, and again, not just here, but a lot of other places in Mexico. Because there's other places in Mexico, again, they have better weather, have more technology, have a bigger city, whatever.
Se usan sus necesidades. O sea, México es un país muy diverso en cuanto a muchas cosas. O sea, ustedes al venir a México tienen que ya pensar qué es lo que quieren desarrollar en el país.
Right. So what she was saying is that Mexico is a humongous country that is very diverse. Not just. Mexico's biodiversity alone is I think the most, right, or is the second most biodiverse place on Earth. Meaning that there's everything from rainforest to jungle to mountains to snow to everything you can imagine out here. Okay, that's that. But on top of that, diversity that is coming out here. There's a lot of people that have the misconception, me included, that Mexico was lacking in technology until I was proven different by watching other shows and other outlets out there. I found out that in Jalisco, in Guadalajara, and other places, there's a humongous technology hotbed. And there's a lot of technology and everything pushing out here. Mexico City is, again, one of the biggest cities in the world, and it's also a major player when it comes to culture and so many things. And I can go on and on. Like if you go to Baja California, it is like a different planet as opposed to where I am out here. I'm in the middle of the jungle with all the Mayan ruins, and again, out here you're transported to another planet. And again, this place is just, Mexico's so diverse. So it's basically up to you. You gotta come out here and do like I've done, in a sense. And like look, I came out here. I'm living in Mérida. I love it out here. But I'm thinking, just not just through exposure through being with Christian, but just exposure of seeing other things about Mexico. Like, man, I want to go to Oaxaca. I want to go and explore Veracruz. I want to go to Mexico City. She is not so much, but I do. I like big cities, and so on and so forth. I want to explore all of Mexico, just like I explored my own country of the United States. And I'm so happy and so proud of the fact that I am American, and but even more so that I got to explore the U.S. and I got to see everything. I was born and raised in Miami, but I traveled all throughout the South, saw pretty much all 50 states, was in the middle of nowhere, in Wyoming, Kansas, you name it, up and down the East Coast, all up and down the West Coast and beyond, and seeing how diverse and how amazing my own country is, and then knowing that Mexico is also just as diverse and huge, and in fact, it's a hidden gem to most people out there. And the fact that a lot of us are exploring that already, and are going to be exploring a lot of this in the future, and we're going to do this together, and I get to be a part of that. And yeah, right? I know I'm talking a lot. I know I go off of my, but yeah. Hey, that's what you guys are here for, right? So, but yeah, Mexico's a huge, grand place, and you don't be just confined to thinking Mérida's the one place. For a lot of people, Mérida is the place. But for a lot of people, there's just so many other places that, there's no need to be stuck out here. Again, a lot of people always talk about the dangers of Mexico and all that. But again, it's just like in the U.S., there's dangers in the U.S. and it's all about, if you're only going to be in danger if you're sticking your nose in the wrong place, all right? If you're involving yourself with the wrong situation, and yeah, random acts of violence do happen, like they happen in every part of the world. But as an American,
eso va como por ejemplo la autoconcepción que tienes de tu país.
Right.
Porque muchas veces pensarán así como yo soy mexicana y estoy orgullosa de mi país, pienso que cosas malas no pasan, que es muy bonito, o sea, en comparación a otros países. O sea, no me quiero imaginar cómo una persona americana, sin ofender, autoconcibe su país, como que es el más seguro, como que es el más avanzado, como que los demás son países atrasados. Pero pues al final, pues todos somos humanos, todos estamos viviendo al mismo tiempo, casi las mismas situaciones. Incluso este virus es una prueba de ello, ¿no? O sea, hay violencia con el virus, tanto en Estados Unidos como en lugares más desarrollados como México, por ejemplo. Hay momentos en los que son muy humanitarios aquí en México y también en Estados Unidos, en Europa, pero es como nosotros nos concebimos dentro de nuestros países y cómo nos comparamos con otros países.
Right. So basically, what she was saying is the fact that, like, she understands how a typical American might think to themselves, "Oh, my country is the safest and the most secure, and everything's awesome here." Because as a Mexican, that's what she thinks about Mexico, meaning that, yeah, they know about the cartels and they know about this and they know about it's safe, it's fine here. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're not, yeah, there's a lot of deaths, but hey, it's a lot of people that are involved in a lot of shady stuff, and we know that America has to do with it, and a lot of people know here what's up. You know what I mean? And no one here makes any bones about the fact that the U.S. isn't involved and everything with the cartels and everything that's going on there, and et cetera, okay? That's why they don't trust government, and they rather trust the cartels and things like that, because in many cases, these individuals have their best interest. And so, just like in the U.S., it just all depends on where you come from. If you come from an affluent community, affluent area, you're going to see things very different as opposed if you come from the hood, like I come from the hood, and I see things very different. And some people that come from certain areas in the U.S., and everyone sees things different. Some people, are very aware of the violence. Some people are not that aware of the violence. So again, like out here, Merida is the safest city in all of Mexico. Out here, they're not really that aware of the violence. Now, if you're going to other parts of Mexico where they got the gangs, the drug gangs, in full battle right now, they're probably going to speak a little differently. Just like, again, if you're in the U.S., it's going to be very different in Baltimore, Maryland, and very different in New York City. And they're not that far from each other, okay? And the same thing as, no matter where you are in the U.S., things are very different in South Chicago to North Chicago. Anyone, can attest to that. And the same thing for so many places out there. So, in all reality, as a typical expat, no matter what country you're coming from, you're already coming with a better financial situation than most typical Mexicans. So you're most likely not going to be in those really bad neighborhoods or really bad situations, and you're going to be totally fine. So that's the reality of it too. The reality is that you're not even going to be anywhere in those situations, and that's just it. There's also a lot of just like there's racism in the U.S., there's racism out here. But the racism down here is more of like the caste system. You know what I mean? And basically, if you're like an Indian or, a certain color, a certain, like background, they're going to look down on you. And then someone like me, out here, they look at me as a white guy, as a white Spaniard, as that background. I'm like, I could be like the most horrible person ever, but they still put me at a higher level, at a higher caste system, at a higher hierarchy, as opposed to, like in other, as opposed to like, like other places. And I know I don't want to get into all that political thing and what's going on with all that, kill the white man, kill this, but out here is a little different. It's not like in the U.S., all right? And it's not like that at all. But out here is just, there's all kinds of things like that. There's so many things that are very, very similar. And that's the thing, if you only listen to propaganda, no matter where you are, look, a lot of Mexicans listen to propaganda about the U.S. as well. And they have a lot of misconceptions about the U.S., like she did and so many people, until they talk to me and they're like, oh, really? That's how it is over there? Oh, fuck, no way. And it's the same thing. It goes both ways, right? Like, for reals. So, yeah, it's just a lot of misconceptions and a lot of propaganda to keep everybody fighting within each other, fighting against each other, keep everybody separate. But that's one of the best teachers you can have in life is to travel. When you travel, oh my God, all of a sudden you start seeing the world for really what it is. And you really start seeing that we're more alike than we are different. And the more you travel, the more you can sympathize with your fellow man, the more you can understand your fellow man, and so on and so forth. And yeah, those are a lot of the things that I like to talk about and I like to push and encourage people to do because nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect out here. I love it out here. Don't get me wrong, but I talk about all the shitty things out here too because this is the reality of it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. You know what I mean? And the reality is, it is what it is. Now, some things that I might not like about Merida, some people might like about Merida. And that's the thing, that's also another reality of as well. Some people out there, they call me a traitor because I decided to live out here. And I'm like, but why? I bleed red, white, and blue. I'm American. I visit my family in the U.S. I love America. I'm all about America all day, every day. And, don't get it twisted. I'm a good old boy from the South. For reals. All day America, but at the same time, it's like, what? I like living out here, and that is an American thing to do too. Many Americans that fought in wars and traveled overseas because America told them to for whatever reason. A lot of them decided to live abroad. In fact, there's names for it and terms for it, like gone bamboo and so on and so forth. Where a lot of people have gone to Southeast Asia or gone to Latin America and they decided that I would rather live here. And that's okay. That's an American thing to do. Part of the American empire is also to set. To kind of spread their culture all around the world as well. So, yeah, that is an advantage of being American. But to me, look, she's kind of in a sense of very on the fence about visiting America. She wants to visit America, but at the same time, she's also scared about visiting America. Because of how some Americans out there think of Mexicans or people from the south of the border, and not just that obvious reason, but also scared because, well, she's married to me and she sees the things that I talk about and sees the things that happen in the U.S. And when she sees somebody getting dragged, off of a bus in Philadelphia for the whole virus thing, or people getting shot willy-nilly all the time by authority, or the countless things that happen over there, it terrifies her, like it should terrify anyone out there. And so but to her, she would love to visit America and listen, North America, visit, the US of A and see the US of A like I've seen the US of A, like a lot of you guys have seen the US of A. But unfortunately, a lot of us are, fully aware that the USA isn't what it used to be. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's, as much as I want to go show her, there's not much to show. And in a sense, can I even show it to her? And I wish and I hope that one day that, and I really do think that one day America will get back to, a better place in which we can go back to visit. She can go back to visit without much problem. Look, when we go to Miami, we haven't gone to Miami yet, but I'm not afraid of her going to Miami because Miami is Latin America. You know what I mean? If anyone's been to Miami, Miami is like fucking visiting, any other, like fucking Panama City. It's not really, it's not visiting the U.S., but, and Florida, it's a little different. But when it comes to, let's say, hey, I want to show you Wichita, Kansas. Maybe not so much. Hey, I want to show you certain parts. And again, it's not even about that. It's more about, again, the U.S. How are they going to receive her and how they're going to receive that? And, there's a lot of things that we think about, and that's just the reality of it. And, to her, I tell her, look, you look more like a little cute Indian girl from India. So you'll be okay. It's the little red dot, I know. I'm horrible. But, whatever. You know what I mean? Not a big deal, She's like, hey, my dad worked for Microsoft. How dare you? Mm-hmm. All right, enough about that. All right. Let's see what else you guys are talking about here. Let's see. ¿Te quieres hablar, decir algo?
No sé. ¿Qué más están poniendo?
¿Qué tú piensas el calor?
¿Así?
No, te estoy preguntando yo, mientras yo leo, para que no haya silencio.
No, pues que está muy fuerte. Ni siquiera yo como yucateca lo soporto.
She's like, the heat is unbearable, even for her as a local, and it is very unbearable right now. We're this is record heat. So, Jackie Holloway dice que eres bien bonita. Thank you, Jacques. A beautiful wife. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Shout out to everyone out there. Shout out to Jacques, Dale, Opie, Pearl. Shout out to you. Shout out to Ali, Luis. He's gonna be here in September. Sergio. Jose, love your channel. Thanks for all the content. Learning so much from you. See you in 2 years. Yeah. Cool tunes. Made easy. Yeah, Mexico's gonna boom, man. Mexico's a boom for sure. And again, if you read any of these magazines that talk about those kind of things, you know what I mean? They see the downturn coming in the world economy. They see a downturn coming in a lot of places, but not here. You know what I mean? Mexico is not, you know what I mean? It's in a downturn. It's not even in a downturn. Right now, we're just like every other country in the world, we're stopped, we're frozen, you know? But Mexico is, Mexico's in a well positioned, you know, to move it up. So, yeah.
Sobre todo esos negocios que no salen a la luz, ¿me entiendes? En revistas o, por ejemplo, toda la infraestructura que se estaba haciendo en Playa del Carmen, con hoteles y supuestamente con un resort gigante que se iba a abrir casi del tamaño de Disneylandia. O sea, había mucha gente hablando sobre invertir en Playa del Carmen, incluso en Tulum, que Tulum hace unos años era un punto en la nada y en un par de años ya se convirtió en un lugar súper visitado, en donde mucha gente se está yendo a invertir ahí, en donde ya los departamentos y vivir ahí cuestan 5,000 pesos, un lugar más chiquito que este cuarto.
Right.
Entonces,
yeah. And she's saying that, yeah, I mean, already, you know, even the Mexicans see it themselves and know about it themselves because they live here. And, you know, they experience places like, again, over there by Cancun, but like in Tulum, Playa del Carmen, a lot of these places that, you know, people want to come out here, live into these secluded places, you know, like Mérida, like the Yucatan, like, you know, again, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Puerto Morelos, and now as you know, you go to these places and they're not as cheap anymore. They're not as secluded anymore. But on top of that, they're bringing so much money, so much economy, so much growth. In fact, in some cases, overgrowth, like in the case of like Tulum and that area where it's affecting the ecological area and it's affecting the environment and there's pushback from the locals and blah blah blah. Yeah, you already know the same old thing that happens everywhere, no matter. Yeah, so yeah, you know the same thing is happening out here in many different parts of Mexico. So locally, it's being affected in that sense. Yeah, it's growing exponentially, but it's also affecting a lot of ecological stuff, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, there's, for example, Chinese firms that are coming out here and they want to build giant pig farms, you know, like what is it? Factory farming of pork and pigs and, you know, that whole horribleness. And they want to put it out here and they don't want to put it in the middle of nowhere where, you know what I mean? Where, you know, you get what I'm saying? Where like they can do it and they won't really affect too much of the ecological whatever. No, they want to do it like they want to take the clean water. They want to put it so that it pollutes the local, you know what I mean? Like the local communities and yada, yada, yada. And so like the people are pushing back. Like, no, we don't want these pig farms here. We don't want the pig shit in our backyards. You know, why can't you build it all the way over there? You know, why do you got to build it here? And then they're like, oh, because we want the water reserves and we want this. And it's like, you know, again, and it's like all these shady deals that are happening behind the doors, by politicians and corporations. But again, the people here at least have some sort of power where they can push back and reverse these things. Even if like a Chinese corporation wants to build like a giant pig farm, the people can push it out. You know what I mean?
Y
it's
no
not
necesitamos a Erin Brockovich.
right, and they don't need like Aaron Brockovich or some shit like that or what. And again, even so, and people in the U.S., you know that you can't really push back because of the ag laws. That again, if you even report on any kind of factory farming in the U.S., you go to jail. You know what I mean? Like that. So it's not even. So it's not. It's very different out here. But things are changing. And so what are we gonna do as we the foreigners are coming from around the world and we're coming to places like here? Are we gonna allow these things to continue to take place? You know, meaning are we gonna be part of the problem or are we gonna be part of the solution? Are we going to come out here and be on the side of the locals and be like, no, we don't want the pig farms. We don't want that. We don't, you know, and so on and so forth. But again, it's up to us, you know what I mean? Because the thing is that like when the foreigners come in, you know, we want to go to Best Buy. We want to go to the mall. We want to go to Chili's and Applebee's, and so all that stuff is here. There's Burger King. There's all that shit here. But with all that comes, you know, again, the pollution, it comes all that stuff. So are we going to come out here and we're going to be the problem, or are we going to come out here and be the solution? So I think a lot of people are coming out here as foreign investors and foreigners and being part of the solution, all right? But, you know, we got to really, you know, be on top of these things because before you know it, we're going to lose, you know, we're going to come out here to paradise and we're going to lose it before you even, you know, it got started, you know?
Yo creo que que para mí me parece curioso de las personas que vienen a vivir aquí, es que pues muchas de las veces vienen huyendo o no les gusta la forma de vida en Estados Unidos o del país del que vengan. Pero entonces vienen a lugares como estos, como lo que pasó en Tulum, que intentan reproducir entonces esa forma de vida cómoda y nada saludable y es como una cosa que no tiene mucho sentido. Porque si es como decir, quiero irme a la India o a algún monasterio a buscar mi paz interior.
Y después
armas un mall para llamar a las personas que viven igual que tú, para que vayan a buscar la paz interior y luego vas a cobrar por ello y luego se vuelve así. Entonces, como que no tiene mucho sentido. Entonces, si te gusta la vida en tu país, entonces, ¿para qué vienes a vivir aquí? Intentas reproducir algo que en un principio te disgustaba. Entonces...
And so, so she makes a great point because, again, adding to the point that I was making, like, there's a lot of foreigners that come out here, and there's two kinds of foreigners, But first of all, most foreigners that come out here, like a good majority of them, is because they don't like living where they live. They don't like. Okay, so that's established. That's why they come out here. That's why we come out here. But then when it comes to once you're here, there's two types of foreigners. There's foreigner A, which assimilates and wants to live the local life. You know what I mean? There's again, like where I live in. I get made fun of by some people, like, oh, you're living in El Centro in the touristy area and shit like that. But it's like, yeah, but I'm living in the old historical part. I'm living, you get what I'm saying? I want the touristy thing because I want people, I want whatever, but I live, more closer to like the how the people live. She lives where the people live, you know what I mean? Like in the regular residential area. Where we're going to move to is going to be more of a regular residential area. But, there's a lot of people out here that are coming as foreigners. They hate that way of life in their own country, but then they come out here and instead of wanting to live humbly, living like amongst the people, how the people live, they want to live how they lived in the U.S. So then they come out here and they want to live their Best Buy, mall, Burger King, polluting ass, with their SUVs and all that. And again, I'm just saying as an American example, but there's plenty of other people that come from Asia, that come from the Middle East, that come from Europe, and they come out here and they want to live that life. And so, and that's the thing. Those are the individuals that are at risk of ruining it for everyone else. Because what happens is that a local Mexican, they want to see that growth as well. Because a local Mexican lives very humbly, they don't got AC, they don't got, access to anything. But then all of a sudden, they're being provided credit, an Apple iPhone, AC, all of these things, and so they want to live that life, you know what I mean? And then they start assimilating to that. Not every Mexican, but some Mexicans. And so all of a sudden a foreigner comes, a lot of foreigners come, and they invest their foreign money, and they're building these malls, they're building all of these awesome things. And so they bring good because, people want that, but then they're also bringing bad because it's too much at once. And, the greed that comes from both, the greed that comes from the local consumer that wants it, and the greed that comes from the foreign investor that's like, oh shit, they want it, we got to bring more and more and more and oversaturate, and before you know it, you got a Starbucks in every corner, a Burger King on every corner, and then it's like the taco guy, the local taco guy is, you can't even find the guy anymore, and that's the thing, and it happens, it really does. But it's.
Al fin y al cabo, la comodidad se vuelve una ilusión también.
Right. And then at the end of the day, it's the same thing that we have the problems with in our own countries, where all this comfort really brings less freedom and less liberty and less choice and less health and less everything. And so it's all those things. I mean, it's a multitude of things, many various things. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the chat here and see where we're at. By the way, welcome every one of you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. On Easter Sunday, we're just hanging out here. Oh, we're about an hour and 15 minutes in. All right.
No nos fue tan mal.
All right. Pretty good. Yeah. That's right. Dice que nomás que quiere vivir una vida simple con una mujer, una hottie, no sé, como tú, o sea, una mujer bonita que le trae tacos y hierba todos los días. That's right, Callie. Welcome, brother. Brother, right? Yeah, that's right. And again, if you like this kind of content, let us know. We'll try to do more of these live streams. We'll see if we do one a month or something. I got a few videos I'm gonna upload to the channel. We did a video together where we were drawing each other. I'm gonna upload that in a few days and things like that. I'm gonna see if I can quit on the Corona updates because you know what, whatever, man. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We're just all trying to get over this quarantine. I'll update things as they change. But as for now, there's nothing really to report on except that we're all indoors. And the reason we're all indoors is because everybody else is indoors. Not because it's forcefully mandated. It's only because it's voluntary. But again, you know, if everyone is voluntarily closing shop, I mean, there's nowhere to go. So we're stuck till the 30th. So welcome everybody out there. Shout out to everybody out there hanging out with us today. No, que alguien tiene que secuestrar, no está secuestrarle, como un coyote que lo lleva a los Estados Unidos, que al revés, hay un coyote que lo traiga para acá sí. Y que lo adoptemos.
Ah, está bien.
It's like Kelly says, yeah, she says we'll adopt you, don't worry about it.
Just one taco from a local carton cerveza.
Don't worry, we'll get you some beer and tacos, alright, as soon as we can. But yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, any topics you guys want to talk about, any comments, anything, let us know. We'll talk. You know, we've done a pretty long video, I think, over an hour. Pretty good. I think it was pretty awesome for a first time ever. We got a little background of us when we went to the farmers market. See what else we got.
You were order coyote.
This is another nice time, Noche Blanca. You guys remember that? Almost seems like a lifetime ago. Yeah, like a lifetime ago. But yeah, you guys remember when showed you guys around?
Ya tenías cortito el pelo.
Hang on, I gotta get a haircut. Look at this. Look at this mess. My barber is like across the street. He's closed. I can see him because he lives there, but he's closed. I don't want to, you know, I want to respect, you know, the whole quarantine thing. I'm not going to just show up, hey, can you give me a haircut? Even though he probably will, but maybe not. ¿Qué tú crees?
Sí,
yeah?
Yo creo que sí.
Yeah, he'll probably give me a haircut.
Yo creo que se ha de sentir hasta fastidiado cuando tiene clientes.
Yeah, okay. She says he's probably pissed that he's not getting any clients. Maybe I'll show up. Maybe I'll see if I can show up one of these days. Let me see. So, what's for dinner? I don't know what is for dinner. I think spaghetti and pizza. Leftover pizza.
Ah, sí, todavía.
And spaghetti.
¿Qué van a comer ustedes?
Yeah, what are you guys eating for dinner, huh? But yeah, I mean, yeah, we know. Like, yeah, please let us know. Yeah, otherwise I'm gonna put.
She said, "Hey, why don't we do it on Noche Blanca?"
All right. So watch a little Noche Blanca. That's Christian's mural is still there, right? Yeah. See, these are better times, huh? Justin, this is only December, man. It feels like a lifetime ago. By the way, shout out to Sergio, Callie, Dale, Cool Tunes, Made Easy, Harold, Opie, Jacques, Luis, Brian, Lodak, Ali. She says, Lodak, she says hi. Lodak, oh, no. She thought I said Lorax. No, you're not Lorax. Lodak. Lorax, Lodak, they said, do you look like a Lorax? She asked. Like, no.
Ay, quiero elotes.
Look, we miss elotes, so we miss corn. You know, like the corn on the cob. When no one's selling corn on the cob here, man. There's no corn to be found. I mean, there's corn, but you gotta make it yourself, and it sucks.
All right, guys. Well, I'm out and about in the city right now.
So we got no elotes, you know, no corn on the cob with the mayonnaise and the butter and the cheese and all that stuff.
What's your favorite dish?
What's my favorite dish?
¿Tuyo o mío?
Who? Well, both of us, I guess. In-N-Out burgers, man. See, why did you say that, Luis? I fucking hate you, bro. That's all I want. I would, man, In-N-Out burgers. That's what I miss. I know that's not what you asked me, but what's my favorite dish? Probably In-N-Out burgers. I'm a fuck. ¿Y tú? ¿Cuál es tu favorito?
Mi favorito creo que es el empanizado.
Empanizado. Okay, so like, I guess like their version of chicken fried steak.
¿Empanizado o cualquier? Ah, y el mole, claro.
Mole,
sí.
she likes mole. Or like some sort of fried steak, you know, like a breaded fried steak.
Okay. Con arroz. Ya vemos un tipo ahí cocinando.
But yeah, I want some In-N-Out burgers, man. I would kill for that. We might have burgers tonight. ¿Qué tú crees? ¿Que pedimos hamburger más tarde? Let's see. Well, I might get some burgers. Like, I don't know. But yeah, and we just got some leftover pizza, and then we just got some some spaghetti and.
Ay, sí, ceviche.
Oh yeah, ceviche, yeah.
Pescado frito.
Ah, yeah, fried fish.
Aquí lo que hacemos es que cada viernes, obviamente de lo que dura esto de la Semana Santa, por la situación católica, no se come carne. Es la tradición. Ahorita ya mucha gente come carne.
Yeah. So like, you know, traditionally now during this period, we don't eat any kind of. As a Catholic, I think most people out there, we know on Good Friday you don't eat, you know, meat. You eat fish and all that stuff. And so same here. Pero aquí nada más que viernes o el fin entero la semana.
No, viernes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, same thing here. Friday's the only day. See, as you guys know, Jews, you know, they don't eat pork. You know, they go really hardcore. But as Christians, us Catholics, you know, we don't give a fuck. It's like, yeah, we don't eat fish. You know, we don't eat meat on one day, and we still eat fish, and we still eat. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we don't care. So, and again, as most people already know, you know, we ate meat on Friday, and we still eat meat and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're meat eaters. We like a meat, right?
Sí, bueno, a mí me gusta variar, no solo carne. Me gustan más las verduras.
Yeah, she's more. Yeah, she likes to vary a little more. So she'll, you know what I mean? Like she eats more greens. She's always on my case because I don't eat enough greens. She's like, onions aren't greens, and I'm like, yeah, I know that. But I gotta eat more.
Ni una fruta, no come.
I eat fruit sometimes.
No es cierto.
I do. I eat apple pie, apple cobbler.
No, eso no es una fruta.
It's a fruit.
Es un postre con fruta, no es una fruta.
It's a fruit, and just, you know.
No, la fruta, que la agarres, que la comas, un plátano, una manzana, un melón, mangos. Estamos en temporada de mango.
No, man, no. We're wearing mango. We're mango season right now. Yeah. ¿Por qué tú crees? Vamos a ir al mercado mañana. We might go to the market tomorrow.
Tal vez hagamos un video.
Yeah, maybe we'll. Oh, look at that. Oh, maybe we'll make a video. You think we'll get in trouble? We can take the camera?
¿What?
Think we can take the camera and make a video?
No creo.
But why? You think we can't film or? ¿Tú crees que podemos filmar o no?
Pues es que no sé. No sé si va a haber policías ahí.
¿Pero qué policía va a decir que no puede filmar?
Pues es que son mamones. No sé.
You know, I'll see, maybe, you know.
A lo mejor no, o sea, la escondo por ahí. No todo el.
Okay, yeah. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna film, just in case, you know, because again, you know, the Yucatan is like enforcing laws, kind of like in the U.S. In the Yucatan, this state of Mexico. There's other states of Mexico where there's like all willy-nilly, all hog wild. They don't give a crap, you know what I mean? But out here, you know, they're a little bit more. You feel me? Uf, está bien caliente. ¿Esto que bajar el ventilador o no? ¿Yo puedo subir el ventilador? No, el de abajo. Puedes coger el ventiladorcito chiquitito. Oh, okay, never mind. All right, hold on. Let me cool off for a second. Here, let me let you guys ask some questions while I cool off the computer. I gotta put it under the AC. Ah, what happened?
Mientras tú la levantas, yo voy por el.
No. Okay. Yeah, sorry, because the computer's like overheating. Because, you know, we got the AC. Hold on, maybe you guys can. I'm still here. I don't know if you guys can see me or not. We're just trying to trying to cool down the computer. So yeah, you see, look, there's the AC there. That's how hot it is out here. So we got the AC going, but it's still very hot. I know, even with the AC is not enough, but whatever, it is what it is. It's okay. Some people like warm weather, some people like cold weather. I lived in cold weather. I prefer. ¿Cómo se ve? You know, I lived in cold weather and I prefer warm weather by far. Conecta ahí el.
¿Dónde?
No, la computadora. Asegúrate que no tengan polvito. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Had to go get the little fan from downstairs. You guys know this, right? So you can cool down the computer somewhat. So what are you guys up to, huh? Any questions or comments or anything you guys want us to talk about? Is it coming out? She had to get a snack, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm always intermittent fasting. She's not. She's like, look at that. Look at the artiste. So yeah, but out here is awesome. I like living out here. It's really awesome, obviously, you know. There's just some of the awesome things that happen out here. You know, a little reminiscing, seeing some older videos.
Are any restaurants open?
Oh yeah, restaurants are open, but only for delivery. You know, only for delivery. So yeah, I mean, like, that's how I get pizza. That's how I get, you know, we get tacos. You know, I had some places that there were some places. Some of my favorite taco places were early into the quarantine. They were closed, but they already reopened. So that's the thing. You know what I mean? I've already seen places that were closed early into the quarantine, and now they're already reopening. So I'm getting some of my favorite, you know, tacos and stuff like that from my favorite taco places. So yeah. You know, so restaurants are opening, you know, and they're open, you know, some are, it's just depending, varied hours and all that, but it's just, yeah. ¿Quieres tomar algo, no? Oh, Opie's asking me if I found corn syrup or Karo corn syrup. Yeah, we found corn syrup. I found corn syrup, I found pecans, I found it all. So yeah, they have everything out here. But did you probaste el pecan pie conmigo, no?
Sí,
¿Debutó? Oh yeah, we bought a pecan pie at the Slow Foods, which was pretty good. It was all right, you know, it wasn't the best, but it was all right, you know, whatever. It definitely hit the spot. But I'm gonna see if I can make one for her. So I mean, I already know that she kind of liked it. So you know, regardless, I'll still eat the whole freaking thing anyway. So, but yeah, I'm gonna make some pecan pie. Yeah, we found all the ingredients out here. A la Lupita, la otra mañana fuimos a la Lupita, ¿no? La Lupita no está tan buena, la Lupita. La Lupita. Creo que está en el centro, ¿no? Está por aquí. I don't think so. I don't think we've been to La Lupita. I don't think we've been to La Lupita yet. Now I'm reading the comments here and just reading your comments. Oh yeah. I love cochinita pibil. Cochinita pibil is my favorite, man. Are you kidding me? Right?
Sí, eso sirvieron en la boda.
Yeah, that's what we ate at the wedding. For the wedding, that's what I wanted for, you know what I mean, for everybody to have cochinita pibil. And we had a local guy. where we had the wedding in the local little village or whatever. They made it over there. But what's my favorite place? Anywhere. Honestly, there's one place. I don't know what the name of it is, but it's in the Mercado, and it's on the outskirts of El Mercado, but it's in the Mercado Galvez. We went there once, and it was really good there. But I like the ones that really use the right bread. You know what I mean? The right proper cochinita pibil bread. Okay, you know what I'm saying? A pan francés. If it doesn't have the real pan francés, I'm not into it. And I like it. I love it. I love cochinita. So that's why I think that would probably be my favorite Yucatecan dish by far. Because it reminds me very much of the pork sandwich. The cochinita pibil is just like a pork sandwich. That's it. It's just roast pork shredded and mixed with a little bit of a vinegar. And just to look so you guys can get an idea what it is. It's like a vinegar-based sauce. All right, so it's not barbecue sauce. It's not sweet, but it's just like a vinegar-based sauce. But it's not vinegar. It's lime juice and a bunch of other spices. But just so you can get an idea of what it is. And so it's just shredded pork and with a red sauce, that comes from it has a very acidy, tangy taste. It's perfect. As you guys know, pork and acid go great. Some onions and some bread. That's it. That's it. It's basically, let's see if we can show you some cochinita pibil.
Ándale, muéstrale una receta, güey.
Let me see if I can show you guys some cochinita pibil. But yeah, it's my favorite, and you have to have it. If you haven't had it, you gotta. There's one, but it's only out here. You're only gonna have it out here. And you can have cochinita pibil and touch. You can have cochinita pibil in tacos or in sandwiches. She likes them in tacos, and I like them in. You got it, sandwiches. Because a sandwich, the pork sandwich reminds me of the. No, man, hold on. Let me see if I can find the. I wanted to see someone making it. I see, ¿no?
Ahí está taco de cochinita.
Pero esa Azteca Noticias, I can get it. Let me
Tiene
see.
que ver latina.
I don't know. Anyways, this one okay?
No, ya no.
Does that get it?
Sí.
Alright, I'll just put the news. Rick Bayless, he makes cochinita. Fuck it. Okay, look, I'll put it here so you guys can see. I think I should be able to. It's done in the ground. They cook it in the ground. But this is what it looks like. Okay, look, that's a seasoning. That's achote. It's like anado seed.
Ni la leña. Bueno, ahí lo van a hacer, creo que en ese horno.
Yeah, they're gonna make it in there. So that's like the spice mix. You see, look, there's the pork. And so basically, what they do so this is the flavors are very similar to how you see a lot of lime juice, a lot of sour orange. So a lot of the flavor profiles are very, very similar. Right, those are banana leaves. So a lot of the flavor profiles of la cochinita pibil are very similar to how we Cubans roast pork. Very similar. So that's why I love it. Now it's not the same. But that's why I love it, and I eat it between bread because Cubans eat bread. We don't eat tacos, you know what I mean? Like we don't have tacos or whatever. So that's why I love this because it reminds me of home. It reminds me of growing up. It reminds me of so many things, and it's delicious. On top of that, it's beyond fucking crazy delicious. But yeah, it's just roast pork, and that's it. It's just fucking phenomenal. It's another level of phenomenal, that's for sure. At least in my opinion. So that's how they cook it. And so now we're going to show you, let me see if I can show you the end result.
Ahí está.
You see? Look, and then that's very typical. That's just like a little bit of sour orange with salt, pepper, and red onions. That's it. That's all it is. Very, very simple, humble food, but it's beyond amazing. But again, the Cubans, we have our version of that. We use a little olive oil, lime juice, and we call them mojito. If you go to the Philippines, the Spanish, look, again, this is all Spanish influence, okay? Believe it or not. It's not like, okay. And then when you go to the Cuba, we have our version. When you go to the Philippines, they call pork lechon, which is Spanish. They have a very similar mojito, their spice mix is called mojo. Mojo, mojito, that's all Spanish. So that's a Spanish influence, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, Spanish had a really good, awesome culinary influence on the world. All right,
Sí.
that's for sure. So, but yeah, and so like that's basically it. It's not really Look, there it is. I mean, it's just roast pork. But ahí no está bien, right? Yeah, the end result there isn't really the best one. I mean, this is how it's supposed to look. Now I'll show you. I'll show you the end result. I know. Oh, is that Rick Bayless? No, that's somebody else. I don't know who that is. I just want to show you the end result. There you go. There you go. So that's more of what it looks like. You see, like that.
Desmenuzar la carne. Luce muy, no luce tan bien, pero bueno.
I said, welcome, Pablo. How's it going? I don't know if it's a Pablo that I know, Pablo, but I know a lot of Pablos. How's it going, Pablo? If it's you,
Pablo.
glad you're okay. If not, glad you're okay anyway. Welcome, Pablo, wherever you are. But yeah, it's awesome. You know what I mean? I love cochinita pibil, and it's basically, it's just roast pork. And so, you know, a lot of people in the U.S. With a barbecue background, like Opie is in South Carolina. You know, you guys have a vinegar-based barbecue sauce, barbecue, what is it, marinade. I know you guys use like the mop and all that shit, right? I'm pretty sure. I think I'm right. And you do a lot of pork. So, you know, the Carolinas are, you know, you guys know exactly, you know, the process of how they do it here. But at the end of the day, the roast pork, depending on where you are, you guys already know, just like any other dish, it depends on where you are, how they make it, and it's all going to taste very different. A South Carolina roast pork is going to taste very different than a Cuban roast pork, than a cochinita pibil, than the roast pork in the Philippines, than the roast pork in Texas, and so on and so forth. But it's all, you know, very similar, though. A lot of Spanish influence.
Sí. Sobre todo con el uso de las especias.
Right. And then again, you can even tell within the spice profile is very similar. I mean, that's how you can tell too the influence, you know, because, you know, even how they do it in the Philippines, as opposed to, you know, here in the Yucatan and Cuba, and even in the Carolinas, you know what I mean? Because it's like vinegar based. So, you know, in the Carolinas, there probably weren't limes. I don't think there's limes or citrus up there. So that's where the vinegar comes in. Because in other parts of Latin America, where there isn't limes, you know, there's a lot of places in Latin America that don't have limes. They use vinegar. They use a lot of vinegar. Porque en otra parte de Latinoamérica que no hay limón, ellos usan vinagre.
Sí.
And things like that.
O sea, o tienen otro tipo de ácido. Como lo que hablamos de las naranjas, que las naranjas de aquí eran más ácidas.
Right.
Pero también son dulces, o sea, tienen un tipo de dulzor.
Sí, en la Florida igual. Yo creo que porque aquí hay mucho variación, tú sabes, con la porque es que aquí crece mucho y cosas así. So yeah, we're just talking about the orange situation because, you know, very similar climate here to, I'm going to go, hold on, I hear something outside. Hold on a second. Just the neighbor. No, the neighbor is just doing something outside. I heard some noise. Yeah, because now you're even more, you know, to any noise. There's no noise going on anywhere. So you hear a pin drop. Hey, what's going on? Who's out there?
La policía.
Yeah, right. The popo. But what was I saying about the pork in the? Forgot. Oh yeah, so like you know, about the oranges, you know, like, so there's a lot of similarities to. Man, I think we need some more light.
¿Qué es la capirotada? Me está preguntando mucho que si hacemos capirotada. ¿Qué es la capirotada?
Pregúntame.
¿Qué es la capirotada? O buscan en YouTube qué es capirotada. Pues...
Se demora como 30, 40 segundos para que yo, está todo un delay. Ok, so cuando tú estás hablando son 30 segundos, so pregúntale y espera 30, 40 segundos y aquí te responde. O un minuto, tú sabes para qué. Oh, awesome, Pablo. Okay, no, Pablo de Palm Springs, California.
Okay.
I'm sure, is it hot out there now or no? I mean, I know you're in the desert. I mean, I don't know how, I mean, it's freaking crazy hot out here. Todo el mundo sigue preguntando si tú tienes una hermana, porque... So, by the way, Tony, everyone asked that question, does she have a sister? So she's gonna...
No, soy hija única.
She's the only child. You have a cousin, right? But...
Pero ya están casadas.
So she has cousins, but they're all married.
Sorry. Pero seguro.
¿Tienes amigas solteras?
Sí, amigas sí.
Oh, so she has plenty of friends that are single.
Hay muchas amigas que sí están solteras.
Sí, muchas.
Muchas amigas solteras.
Many. So.
Fíjense que las mujeres yucatecas son muy amigables. Eso sí.
I agree.
Muy sociables.
I agree. Yucatecan women are very sociable. They're very nice. They're very hospitable. They're very, warm and just awesome.
Pacientes.
Very patient. Very patient. I mean, it's case in point with me. But yeah, I mean, I love them. I love her. Only her. All the other women, I don't know anything about. I don't like any other woman. Not even my mom.
No, mama, no.
I love my mom, but again, like how jealous is a Latin woman? It's like, I saw you talking to that woman. But babe, I was talking to my mom. I don't care. I told her not to call. Right? You jealous? Poquito. So, anything else you guys, let's see, any comments, any questions, anything else we can chat about as we're here live, coming in from Mérida, Yucatan. I can show the women's march a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, look, how about this? Look, I'll show you guys this video. So this video was the last weekend in which it was kind of normal in Mérida.
Sí, so, antes del apocalipsis.
Yeah. So in this video, they were already soft quarantining. There was already people quarantining. There was already people closing shop. There was already all kinds of people, and this was filmed in the last week of February. So this was filmed on February 29th, to be exact.
Ya estaba acabando febrero.
So this was filmed February 29th.
¿Cuándo empezó oficialmente la cuarentena? En marzo. ¿Pero qué fecha de marzo?
¿Cuándo empezó la cuarentena oficial? No sé. Pero ya mitad de marzo. She's asking like when the quarantine officially started, and I think it was like somewhere mid-March. I don't know the exact date, but I know it was mid-March. But at this point, it was all a self-imposed quarantine, not government-imposed suggestion to quarantine. It was just the people scared of the propaganda, quarantining themselves. They didn't want to catch the Rona. They didn't want to get none of that Rona. So this is just the people. And so again, the art shop was still open, places were still open, but you could tell, man, so many places were still. So this was the last day that was kind of normal before shit broke. Shit went. You know what I mean? When everything just closed shop the week after, which is March 7th, early March. So. Let me see you reading some. Yeah, I'll put some. Alright, so while she's doing some shopping, I'm going to show you guys around the store so we can. So yeah, we've been to Mercado 60, yeah. Things close early on. We order food from there from time. I think they're kind of I don't know. I think they already closed. Yeah, they closed. But they were delivering food up until recently, but they closed already. I think everything in el centro is closed, but.
Sí, porque de ahí comprábamos la de Estación Líbano, ¿te acuerdas?
Yeah. So we eat there all the time. It's great fruod.
Sí.
Really good stuff. So yeah, Mercado 60. I mean, I've talked about it before.
¿Ya has hecho video ahí?
No he hecho porque que abre de noche. O sea, I gotta do a video of Mercado 60, but it's like they're only open at night, and I gotta go with the camera at night and stuff like that. But we'll do it. We'll go one night. Yo puedo grabar. The camera's good. The camera's good enough where it'll pick up night with enough lighting. And there's light, you know what I mean? So there's lighting there, so I can definitely go. We'll figure it out. Oh yeah, I know, Opie. We were talking about that earlier. Like they're not in some places, they're like in Mexico, about 90 to 95%, 95%, 98% is not being enforced by nothing, by nobody. You know what I mean? There's not really being enforced. It's just local things, local people. But here we're starting to see a little bit of some of the police trying to encroach on people's rights, and the people are already pushing back. They're going to like the, you know, like I talked earlier, they go into the poorer communities and they're trying to force people to quarantine and to stop doing, you know, bike taxis and stop doing certain things and activities. And the people are pushing back and like, hey, we're very poor, man. We need to eat. Get the fuck out of our face.
Igual en las playas, los están sacando de las playas.
And the beaches, you know, they're doing a lot of that. You know, they're not letting you go to the beach. If you go to the beach, they're fucking taking you out of the beach. And
sí, porque mucha gente se estaba yendo de vacaciones. Y hace hasta unas cuantas semanas seguían en la playa. Ya había gente que de plano le valía. Madre estar ahí.
So yeah, in the Yucatan, they've closed off the beaches and they're not allowing anyone on the beach. And if you go, they take you off. Whatever. But in other states of Mexico, they are. You know, you see the beaches and they just look like spring break. You know, you see like everybody, you know, big Papa with his fucking gut out. You know, drinking the Corona and not giving a crap. So there's tons of places in Mexico where everything is still business as usual. And but out here they're not. But again, you're seeing that the numbers are pretty much the same around no matter what. Whether you're in full quarantine like they are here, or whether people are out on the streets, you know, all doing whatever they want. So, yeah, you know, you make of it what you think. So yeah. So hey, if there's anything else you guys want us to talk about, let us know. We're gonna start winding this down. We've already been doing this for almost 2 hours, right? Empezamos a las 5. Ya hace casi 2 horas que estamos aquí.
Ay, sí.
So we've already been here for almost 2 hours. We're definitely gonna cut it in 15 minutes. So we got 15 minutes, all right? So you guys have 15 more minutes to get your questions in, to get your comments, to all that stuff. So. The computer's already burning up. But yeah, guys, please let us know anything you guys want us to talk about and all that good stuff. But as you guys can see in this video already, things were already pretty quiet, pretty desolate. Here, let's walk through here so you guys can see.
Ve a la playa, José, y huye de ellos. No podemos entrar a la playa.
No, they don't even let us go to the beach. Like they don't even let us.
No nos dejan ni entrar.
You can't even get to like the city itself where the beach is at. They don't even let you. There's no transport. There's no bus. There's no nothing going back. Yeah, so yeah, they're only allowing you in if you live there, and that's it.
Y en los pueblos igual. Te preguntan si vas a entrar a un pueblo. Te preguntan que si eres de aquí.
Right. If you're, like I already talked about this in other videos, but all the little pueblos, all the little villages, all the little areas around, they are self-policing themselves, and they have barricades all around,
sí,
you know, and all,
llantas,
they, depending on how severe and how, you know, how much they believe the propaganda, how scared they are, you know, they have just a few police, they got like just a rope, or in some cases, you know, they got like fucking militia out there. They you know, they got rocks and what is it, like broken glass on the floor, all kinds of shit, so that you don't go into their village because they're so scared of the Rona. They're scared of the virus, so they don't want to get it. So they're self-quarantining and you know, keeping themselves isolated like that. And so within the town and the village, everything seems normal, but outside, no, you know what I mean? So like, you know, they're not letting any outsiders in. And so they're only allowing you in if you live there. And that's it. Otherwise, they're not allowing anyone in. And so I think in the communities like that, I think that, you know, it's going to take a little longer for them to open up too, because, you know, they're just closed because they're scared, and it's all on scared. So like also information, even though information comes through, you know, Facebook and YouTube and shit like that nowadays, even through there, I think it's still going to, you know, as they you know, they hear that it's okay to open up again, they're not going to want to open up again right away because of the fear. So that's at least what's going on with that. But as you guys can see here, this is over a month ago, and it's already pretty dead. And you guys can go to the channel and see of the previous videos I put on today on my channel, on this channel here, on our channel, whatever, and check out what you guys can see. You guys can see that this same area with nobody. It's same again. If you go previous, you know, in previous videos, this area that you're looking at now is jam-packed with people. As we're looking at there, this is late February, and you guys can see that there's you know, already the traffic is already diminished substantially. And I have other videos where you guys can see that there's no traffic, there's no people, there's no nothing. In fact, I'll show you those right now. Might as well. So you guys can really see what's going on there. As we wind this down, we got about 10 more minutes, give or take. I think this one. So you can see how empty everything is. Look at how empty the city looks.
No, eso es cuando me dejaste de parar. Yo seguía trabajando ahí, ¿no?
¿Eh?
Yo ya no trabajaba ahí, ¿verdad?
Claro.
O sea, ya
Eso fue el otro día, eso fue hace como 2 semanas atrás. Cuando yo te dejé en la
ya no
guagua,
estaba
la
yo
última
en el
vez,
trabajo.
por eso fue el día que compraste la comida de guiso. No. Nah, no people can propaganda. No, I heard something else outside again. I thought, because look, we already had like the cops, go through the neighborhood. Stay indoors, please, for the benefit and health of everybody. Stay indoors, don't go outside. So we only heard it once. It only happened once. We've been indoors for fucking ever, so we didn't miss it if it came by through. So in the whole time, we've seen it happen once where we just had, one cop coming with a loudspeaker doing that one time. And so I just heard a loudspeaker outside and I got curious, who is that? And it was just a normal Mexican, with their loudspeaker, I don't know if it was an advertisement or him listening to the radio, but yeah, so I think it was someone selling something or buying something, hey, I'll buy your wasted metal, your or whatever, broken whatever. And because tomorrow's trash day around here. But yeah, so when I hear that, it makes me feel good because there's a little bit of semblance of normalcy. There's still people out there trying to fit, even though what's going on, it's not like that crackdown. Where in the U.S., if you're outside trying to, do that, collect, recyclables or, whatever, what I mean? Like they're not allowing you. And, but yeah, you can see already, this was taken, maybe 2 weeks ago already. Yeah, this is like over a week ago. This is like 10 days ago. And it's way worse now. This is like, this video you're looking at now is around 10 days ago. And as of now, it's even more desolate, even more dead. That what you're looking at there's closed. You're not seeing traffic. In fact, they're putting police checkpoints within the city center, which is all weird. You know what I mean? I don't know why they're concentrating so much on the city center and they're not focusing on the rest of the city. It's over 1 million people in the city. They're just focusing into the center, the historical center of all places. Very weird. Very, I don't know. To me, I look at it as a foreigner, as an American, and I'm like, man, bro, what the hell? These guys are trying to, copy paste what they're doing in other first world countries, but they're falling. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? Like watching a really cheap special effects on a movie. You know what I mean? Like. That kind of stuff is like, bro, come on, man. Get out of here.
Creo que ni la gente entiende
exactly.
por qué están siguiendo esas instrucciones.
Right.
Si en la vida diaria al gobierno no le importa la salud de la gente.
Exactly.
And that's the thing.
So that's why, the people are even like very questionable of the government because the government, especially here, the government doesn't really care about the people per se and their health of the people. That's another topic for another day, but now why are they caring so much all of a sudden, And so
sí, hay cierta desconfianza.
Yeah, and they're spraying certain areas, and they're, and just everything is all half-assed, you know what I mean? Just like in the United States, you're seeing a bunch of 6 cops pulling one guy out of a bus. No one's wearing a mask. No one's this. No one that. The whole fucking thing is just like a germ shit show. And then you're seeing kind of the same thing here. You know what I mean? Like where you're seeing them. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. But then you're seeing like how they're trying to implement it. And it's like the guy that's putting the chemicals in the drone is like spilling that shit all over the place. It's like what is that guy putting bleach, gasoline? What's going on here? The guy is not wearing any kind of protection. You know what I mean? It's just one thing after another. You know what I mean? And it's just like they're trying to follow all of these guidelines, but they themselves don't know what they're doing. They themselves don't know if these guidelines are correct. They don't the whole thing is just so it's such a shit show. And then at the end of the day, like I said before, the government is just following what the people want. The people are asking for quarantine. The people are asking for the closures. The people are asking for all this stuff. So the government's like, okay, we're going to do what we think is best. And that's what they're doing. But eventually the people are going to be hungry and they're going to want to open up. And that's it. You know, that's how it's going to happen out here. That's how it's already happening out here.
Sí, a la gente ya no le va a importar morir intentando sobrevivir por hambre.
Eventually people are going to wake up and be like, what am I going to do? Am I going to fucking be here like a dumbass and stay at home and believe this propaganda and die of this disease? Or am I going to die of hunger? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'd rather risk my life and go out there and get some food or work in order to feed my kids and feed myself, and I'll take my chances with the virus. And by the way, I've seen plenty of interviews of other people talking, you know, other locals, you know, talking about this stuff, and that's exactly verbatim what they say. It's like, listen, I gotta take my chances. You know what I mean? I gotta feed my kids. I gotta, you know, put food on the table. I gotta eat.
Comprar alcohol.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you know, or buy alcohol. You know, I gotta risk it. I gotta stand in line to get that alcohol.
Sí, la gente.
I know. And that's another thing too. Just like. No, pero igual como en Estados Unidos, like, no solo aquí, pero igual que pasó aquí. Look, so right here, everyone is self-imposed quarantine, right? But when the government said, hey, we have a program that we are gonna give each Yucatecan money, you know, kind of like a stimulus plan, so that people, like an unemployment, so that people can survive. All of a sudden, boof, you see like the Capitol, you know what I mean, right there in the local building. I'm pointing at the screen because it's literally in the area where I'm walking right now. But the state, ¿cómo se llama el lugar? El municipal.
Palacio Municipal.
Yeah, the municipal palace was where everyone was supposed to gather in order to get their unemployment benefits, and all of a sudden you see everyone just gathering, like, you know, they're all like one on top of each other, like, because they need their money, they want their whatever, just like you see in the U.S. Same thing for alcohol.
Creo que solo un día que salió que ya estaba disponible el apoyo, creo que en 24 horas ya había sobrepasado el límite de número de apoyo.
In just 24 hours, in less than 24 hours of the program being announced, it already went, you know what I mean, like it already got way oversaturated to what the too many people were wanting into that, you know, wanting their benefits and all that stuff. So again, that's very obvious, you know, to see that there's a lot of people that are hungry or going to be hungry and so on and so forth.
No solo eso,
look, el otro día, like el alcalde también, like gobernador. So the other day, the governor came out with a letter saying that he is asking, you know, renters, okay, asking renters to forgive rent, to forgive, you know, paying of any kind of like mortgage or anything like that. And so, and so as soon as that was posted on Instagram, every comment was like, but who's gonna pay for that? What, you think that we, you know, I am a renter, and now you're asking me to pay for this? Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of shit. What, you want me to forgive rent? You want me to forgive this? You want me to forgive that? Like, no, I live off of that. And you're asking me to do this? No, like government, if the people are saying, like, hey, government, if you're going to tell us about, you know what I mean, not having people pay rent or whatever, then you better pay for it. Because we're not going to fucking, you know, allow that. So you're seeing a lot of that. And so people are already starting to fucking be fed up because the government is trying to do, you know, what the U.S. is doing. But the people are like, oh, yeah, that's great. Where's the money? Where are the benefits? Where are the whatever? You know, no, don't be just fucking saying that you're going to give us this and then expect us to give it upon each other. You know, meaning like, oh, she works for me and like that money's going to come from me. No, it has to come from the government, right? Otherwise, we got to open for business. Sorry. You know, that kind of shit. So we're seeing a lot of that already very quickly, all right? People are already started.
Hay mucha gente que también que incluso ni necesita el apoyo se inscribió también.
Oh, yeah. And then on top of that, you know, like she was saying, you know what I mean? Just like in the U.S., you know, there's tons of people that don't need any of these benefits and they're also, you know, asking for these benefits because why not? You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? You know, you're going to force us to do this, so. But again, it's all unfunded because just like that, you know what I mean? Like the government doesn't. The government is saying we're going to give you this, and then the people are like, okay, where is it? And they're like, oh, no sé, como cuando la gente viene a reclamarle la cosa que le están dando desde que el gobierno, no lo tenemos. Right?
Preguntan que si tienes una hermana.
Oh my God, how many times? Oh, do I have a sister? Yeah, I got a sister. Who's asking me that? But she's married. She's been married for many years and has kids and the whole deal. So yeah, I got one sister, one a kid sister. Let's see. All right, let's see what else we got. What other? I think that's it. I think we're gonna just finish up here. Espera, 5 minutos, ya estamos terminando. Okay?
¿Ah, sí?
Yeah. We're finishing up, all right, guys. But I think that's it. Yeah, silver is changing. Look, right here in this episode, you can see silver. It's a great question. You're going to see the price of silver there, but that's also changing constantly, depending on the dollar, depending on the peso, depending on the bank, depending on many things. So you're gonna have to go online and look for yourself, all right, for the prices, and they're going to change, especially by the time you show up here. So that's for sure. But I think that's it, guys. I think we're going to start wrapping it up here. I think that's it. We've already done 2 hours of video live streaming. We had a lot of fun. We're tired, right? You're a little tired? No, I'm not tired. No. We're hungry. I'm hungry. I'm definitely hungry. Hungry?
Okay,
yeah, I am hungry. Yeah. So, but that's it, guys. We've already had our fun. But yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you guys that showed up today, all of you guys that hung out with us today. Thank you so much. We're definitely going to be doing more of these in the future, maybe once a month.
It's an experiment.
Yeah, today was just an experiment. It was just the first time we wanted to see it. We were in quarantine, wanted to give it a shot, just show up, hang out with you guys, and go from there. And I think it went well, right? I think it went really well. We had a great time, had a lot of fun. And,
Buenas preguntas.
You guys interacted with us very well, in the sense of you guys asked a lot of really good questions. Everything was great. We had a lot of fun, and I think that's it, guys. So you already know the deal. Be careful. Stay away from that Rona. But seriously, guys, you already know the deal. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit that bell icon. And hit that bell icon, because every time I drop a video, that way it'll let you know, because I'm putting videos all kinds of random times. And check out the other channel. Check out the other links below. Check out the podcast. Check everything out, and then just stay tuned. I got more episodes. We already filmed an episode yesterday. I'm gonna put up here. I got other episodes coming up as well. Different episodes, doing all kinds of cool stuff, and we're gonna go from there. So please also let us know with suggestions in the Discord or in the comments below. Let us know what you think. If you have any more questions, if you have any more anything, and we'll answer it. And that's it. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. And now it's time to go. I'm hungry and I want to shower. I stink. And that's it. The end. Right?
Oh.
She agrees. All right, guys. Thanks again for coming.
Adios.
Thanks again for joining us. Bye.